Hey, warriors. So there's something happening right now. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling this. Okay, maybe a lot don't have language for it. Maybe they don't know exactly what's happening. Okay, um, it it feels kind of like you're standing in a corridor. You're not in the old world, but you're not stabilized yet in the new one. Something like that. Do you know what I mean? Um, and the discomfort people are feeling, it's not just collapse alone. Do you know what I mean? It's like birth pressure happening at the same time. There's so much going on. Do you know what I mean? Between what the sun is doing, between dude, okay? I have felt like my head, it just feels like it's gonna explode. I've been feeling like this for days. um Old systems, they're losing their coherence. You can feel it in everything, institutions, media narratives, leadership structures, financial systems, even relationship dynamics are off, we'll say, to say the least. You know what I mean? Um, things that once felt solid, they feel hollow now, you know? Not because everything is ending, but because the energetic scaffolding, you know what I mean, holding them up is dissolving. You know what I mean? We're watching structures collapse, while new fields, try to form underneath of them. It's a lot. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why so many people feel suspended. Nothing fits anymore. Um, New direction hasn't landed. Identities, they feel unanchored, if you will. Um, and this isn't, I say it constantly, but this isn't regression. It's not anybody going backward. It's what it feels like to stand between architectures, the corridor between worlds. It's disorienting because you can't orient to what's gone, and you can't fully see what's coming yet or forming yet. However, you want to word that. Here's where it gets important though. Um because what okay, because while many people feel disoriented, others feel mobilized. Do you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you feel both, which is kind of how I feel. And it's not so much to fix systems, that are falling, not to fight the structures, but to stabilize something invisible, which is the field. I spoke about this the other day. And these would be the field builders, I explained it a little bit the other day. Like I said, I've got a lot going on today. I'm sorry. System builders, they work with policies, organizations, governance, infrastructure, stuff like that. Field builders are more work with coherence, emotional atmospheres, nervous system regulation, energetic stabilization. They're not restructuring the world mechanically. They're stabilizing the environment. The new structures will grow inside of the field, like I explained the other day, which I'm sure a lot of you know this anyways. But you may notice, people calm down around you if you're one of those field builders. You regulate chaos without, trying. You know who you are, you know what it is. You're less interested in arguing about all this bullshit going on, you know. People feel more, you lighten tension is, I guess, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. And it's not because you're disengaging or anything like that. You're repositioning, plain and simple. Field builders don't shout over collapse. You know, they hold coherence while it's happening. When structures fail, people don't need somebody telling them, their new instructions, I guess. They need stabilization, you know? Someone to hold grounded presence while our reality fucking reorganizes. That's why many people feel sensitive, aware, regulated. Individuals feel internally called right now, plain and simple. And you're not imagining it, you know. You're being, and maybe I sound like I'm fucking crazy, okay? Sometimes I feel like that's what people are thinking, but we don't live in the same world anymore. And right now you are being positioned, plain and simple. The next world isn't being built purely through policy. It's being built through stabilized human nervous systems, through people who can stay calm in all that uncertainty, anchor compassion, resist the fucking fear contagion. I mean, those kinds of things. That's field architecture. It's invisible, but it's foundational. And right now, it's what we need. If I sound crazy, I'm sorry, but that's what's happening. I don't know. So if you feel suspended, your identity is shifting, direction unclear, old life is dissolving. Don't, maybe you feel a new call emerging. You're right on path. You're right on path, man. You're right where a lot of other people are feeling. Even people that flat out knew this shit was coming, that had an eyeball view of, the future coming. I feel like this. You're standing in corridor between collapse and birth. I mean, and if you feel called to hold some steadiness while others spin, you're part of field stabilization phase, if that's what we're calling it. Do you know what I mean? That's, like I said, this is the world we're living in. We all just need to get on board. The world doesn't need, reformers right now, if you will. It needs regulators, people who can hold coherence while structures fall and new ones form. So don't panic if your role feels invisible, I guess is where I'm going. Field builders, we're not going to get any recognition. You know what I'm saying? But nothing stable is going to grow without us either. I don't care what anybody thinks. You're not here. We're not here to control the collapse. We're here to stabilize the birth of what's happening. Plain and simple. So, and nobody's going to thank us for it. I love you.